Well, I thought I was completely overdoing the swine flu updates. Evidently not. Seattle for Truth has been doing some updates on the Ukraine situation that we've all been hearing about. Um, I have some new information. Uh, you can check out Seattle for Truth, his site on YouTube, and check out his videos. He's doing some reporting basically on the idea that he's taking news websites from the Ukraine and translating them into English, and the information that's being passed via those news websites are not what mainstream media is telling you. Um, this is not the H1N1 virus that they keep on saying it is. This is a completely different strain. People are talking about a pneumonic, they're actually calling it a pneumonic plague. People are coming down with this, and within just a couple of days, they're in the hospital coughing up blood. Okay, this is something serious. I used to, during March and April of this year, I did a lot of swine flu updates, especially during the outbreak in Mexico City. Because of that, I decided to do some Google searching myself. And the first thing that came to mind for me, because my research had a lot of history with the Baxter Corporation, I decided to type in Baxter Labs, Ukraine. See, we found out right after the outbreak in Mexico City that Baxter Labs literally had a lab outside Mexico City. The reason we searched for that information was, well, it was obvious. There were situations with Baxter being investigated for contaminating the yearly flu vaccine with the H5N1 virus. This was found in the Czech Republic, I believe it was, when they tested it on ferrets, and all the ferrets died, and then they found out that there was a live H5N1 virus in it. There is a Baxter lab in the Ukraine. The reason I can verify this is because when I Googled Baxter Lab and the Ukraine, I came up to a website called rense.com, R-A-N-S-E.com. It's a gentleman that has done a paper, or an editorial, has Baxter released a bioweapon in the Ukraine, by David Roth Scum, and it is dated 11/2/09. This man gives evidence and all of his source material via websites confirming that Baxter is responsible for this. Baxter couldn't do it with the H5N1 tainted vaccine. They got busted. They tried with the H1N1 vaccine. It wasn't virulent enough. Now they've done this. His source for that information is basically a story that came out in August of this year. This is how he refers to it. A bizarre story emerged on the internet. The news was full of reports on a man suspected of making a man named Joseph Moshe, who was arrested after hours-long standoff with the police because he had supposedly made threats against the White House. The man was able to withstand multiple rounds of tear gas, which left LA police officers amazed. However, the internet community was very skeptical of the reasons behind the man's arrest. Comments on the Huffington Post website immediately began pouring in about an unreported side of this story, namely that Joseph Moshe was a Mossad agent who specialized in biological warfare and who called into a radio show to warn people about a biological weapon that was being made by Baxter International that would be spread through vaccine and would cause a plague upon its release. Although anyone can make a doomsday claim, we should never believe anyone. And it must be said that the Truth Movement handled it very well. The message was spread without being proclaimed as gospel. The amazing part of Moshe's claim was the location where Moshe said the biological weapon was being produced. Moshe claimed that Baxter Laboratory in the Ukraine, out of all places, was creating this biological weapon. All of this came out in the beginning of August, which is just over 2 months before the situation that is currently unfolding. For Moshe to correctly name the country where the epidemic would be unleashed requires either inside information or an incredible coincidence, as anyone with basic knowledge of statistics can confirm for his or herself. And not only that he would know the exact location of where it would be released, but who was releasing it. You combine that information, Baxter Laboratory, and their connection with the H1N1, with them being under investigation for tainting the normal influenza vaccine with an H5N1. What court of law wouldn't burn these bastards to the stake? He goes on to bring out some other information. Please get this viral. Anyone and everyone who is seeing this, make this go viral. This man has taken a lot of time out to do this editorial. Make sure that this information gets out. God bless. From the way this thing is looking, pray and be of the freedom mind.